Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome you to another amazing edition of Sports Fellas Daily Updates. And exactly 1 week more to the resumption of the Super Eagles' last two matches of the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And as we've been on tenterhooks for long, finally the head coach of the team, Eric Sekuchel, has released 23-man squad. We are going to check out their names with respect to their clubs. Before I do that, if you are new on this platform, please subscribe to the channel. Hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Let's like this video by showing love to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. As usual, my name is Solomon Kwajasante, your only nomenclature, both engineers philosophy is sports. A Ghanaian who has declared his full support for Nigeria sports with a Nigerian name, Solomon Chukwu Emeka. Please do what to leave your decent comments in the comment box. Do you think these players are the perfect fits for the last two matches against Lesotho and Benin? Share your candid opinion in the comment box. And no more, straightforward, let's get into the video. Finally, the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Eric Sekuchel, has settled on 23 players to prosecute the last two matches for the Super Eagles in the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. On the 10th of October 2025, it will be Lesotho versus the Super Eagles of Nigeria at Polokwane in South Africa, Limpopo. 4 days later, on the 14th of October 2025, at the Gosio Akpabio Stadium in Uyo, is going to be the Super Eagles of Nigeria versus Benin Republic. So the penultimate game of the World Cup qualifiers will be against Lesotho, and the final game of the World Cup qualifiers will be against Benin. I've spoken a lot about the squad list, and finally, the head coach of the team, Eric Sekuchel, has released them. Let's check out each and every player with his club on the list. The first player to talk about in the goalkeeping department, he called 3 goalkeepers. In the defensive department, he called 7 defenders with 4 midfielders and 9 forwards. So now let's check out from the goalkeeping departments. We have Stanley Noah Bale from Chippa United, South Africa. Amos Oba Soji from Sigindi Black Stars, Tanzania. Adebayo Adelei from Volos NPS in Greece. Now to the 7 defenders. Felix Agu is back to the team from Werder Bremen, Germany. Bruno Onyemachi, Olympiacos, Greece. Bright Osai Samuel, Birmingham City, England. Semi Ajayi, Hull City, England. William Truss Incon, Al Kholoud, Saudi Arabia. Calvin Bassey, Fulham, England. Benjamin Frederick, Denda EH, Belgium, on loan from Brentford. Now to the 4 midfielders. Alex Iwobi, Fulham, England. Wilfred Ndidi, Besiktas, Turkey. Frank Onyeka, Brentford, England. Al-Hassan Yusuf, New England Revolution, the Major League Soccer in the United States of America. Now to the 9 forwards. Moses Simon, Paris FC, France. Ademola Lookman, Atalanta Calcio Bergamo, Italy. Tolu Arokodari, Wolverhampton Wanderers, England. Victor Osimhen, Galatasaray, Turkey. Terem Murphy, OGC Nice in the French Ligue 1, France. Cyril Dessus, Panathinaikos in Greece. Samuel Chukwu Eze, Fulham in England, joined on loan from AC Milan just this summer 2025. Akon Adams, Sevilla, Spain. Ola Olusegun or Olakunle Olusegun from Paris Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, on loan from Krasnodar. So these are the final 23-man squad. And I think the only new player here is a former under-20 player or the under-20 forward in the name of Akon Adams, who is in place. And this time around, I think he has taken out Crescentus Uche of Getafe, and he has brought in Akon Adams, who currently plays for Sevilla and is going to perform. He was part of Nigeria Flying Eagles in the year 2019, and this time around, Akon Adams is part of the Super Eagles of Nigeria's final man squad. I think you can also share your candid opinion, but let me just dissect the squad list for you to know it better. With the goalkeeping departments, I've spoken about them on this platform. Stanley Nwabali has proven to be a reliable goalkeeper for the Super Eagles in the recent international matches for the Super Eagles. We've seen him during the matches in the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, and I think he's the best fit for the Super Eagles. Going in these key matches, he is the perfect one among the three goalkeepers to be part of the goalkeeping department. Amos Obasoji, he's also in the African terrain. He's going to bring in that kind of competition in the goalkeeping department. And Adebale Adeleyi from Volos MPS in Greece, he's also coming to bring in that European exposure in the Super Eagles team. And I'm okay with these goalkeepers. With the defenders, Felix Agu, I told you yesterday that he has picked up some knock, but based on his inclusion in the team, meaning he is also very fit for the upcoming World Cup qualifiers. He plays his club football for Werder Bremen. He's yet to feature competitively for the Super Eagles, but we saw him during the Unity Cup tournament in England, and we can all attest to the fact that he displayed very well at the left back position for the Super Eagles. This time around, he's going to compete with Bruno Onyemechi. I was thinking Zadu Sanusi would have been part of the squad list, but according to the coach, he knows the best for the Super Eagles. With the right back position, I've only seen Bright Usai Samuel here, and this time around, we know Ola Aina won't be part of the squad list because he has been ruled out due to the seriousness of his injury. And with the inclusion or the return of Semi Ajayi, I think for now, our center pair position or center back pair position is going to be a good one going in against Lesotho and that of Benin. William Troost in this time around can relax at the bench. Kevin Bassey is in, and the young guy, Benjamin Frederick, what a player indeed. A player who is very composed on the field of play. Young man, he's in again for the Super Eagles. So with the defenders, I'm very okay with all the players in the defensive parts. I don't know the right back position. Also, other alternatives from Bright Osai Samuel's parts, but I think other players can also augment to make it perfect in the right back position. Let's talk about the four midfielders. I don't know. I was expecting at least 5 midfielders from Eric Sekuchel, but with the likes of Alex Iwobi, we know him to be an experienced player in the Super Eagles of Nigeria's team. Wilfred Ndidi, the workaholic midfielder, is also part of the team, and I'm very okay with him. Frank Onyeka from Brentford, we all know his exploits with Brentford in England, and Alhassan Yusuf, he has also returned to the Super Eagles team. Yesterday, I spoke about him that he plays for New England Revolution in the Major League Soccer. I stand to be corrected by this season, 32 games, 1 goal, 1 assist in the Major League Soccer as a central midfielder for New England Revolution in the Major League Soccer. Now let's talk about our forwards. When you talk about the Super Eagles, definitely we can link it up with the forwards. And with the forwards, Moses Simon, we know him to be an experienced member of the team. We also know Ademola Lookman to be an experienced member of the team from Atlanta Calcio. This is the time he's just revitalizing himself to be the Ademola Lookman we know, because coming in the last 2 World Cup qualifiers, he was quite not ready for these matches because he wasn't part or much involved in Atalanta Calcio's matches. And this time around, he has gotten some minutes from Atalanta Calcio, and looking at it, it's going to be a good one against Lesotho and Benin. Let's also talk about Tolu Arukodai. I just saw this guy. He has just joined Wolves in the EPL, and I think he will also be a good fit into the Super Eagles team. Victor Osimhen, as usual, he's coming in with attacking firepower. Terry Murphy has also returned to the Super Eagles team from OGC Nice. I spoke about him in all competitions this season. He has played 9 games, scored 3 goals, and assisted once, and is part of the forwards for the Super Eagles. Cyril Tesses, I thought, looking at the extent of his injury, he was ruled out for barely 4 weeks or a month, but he's part of the squad list. Looking at it, meaning he's very fit for the upcoming matches against Lesotho and Benin. He's also coming from Greece, from Panathinaikos. Samuel Chukwu Eze just joined Fulham from AC Milan on loan. Let's see his exploits with the national team this time around. And as I spoke about Akko Adams, the new guy in the team, Akko is part. Let's see how Akko is going to do. He's not new to Nigeria football because 2019 he was part of the Flying Eagles, but this time around he's part of the Super Eagles of Nigeria's final man squad. I think some of the provisional squad he has been part of them, but he didn't make the final cuts. But this time around, he has been part of the final cuts. And let's see what he's also going to do with the Super Eagles of Nigeria ahead of their dire needs against that of Lesotho and Benin Republic. And Ola Olusegun or Olakunle Olusegun, who also plays his club football in Russia. We saw him with the Super Eagles during the last international friendly game against Russia. He played some minutes and I think he's not bad, but he can improve and come out much better with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Just share your candid opinion. At least you've gotten to know or you've had a fair view of which these players are to the Super Eagles team. What are you also saying? These are the final players we can settle on. We're having local hopefuls. I think this time around, you don't have any local player from the MPFL, right? So you all have experienced foreign-based players. Though we have some players from the African terrain, that is with respect to the goalkeeping department. We have Amos Obasoji coming in from Sigindi Black Stars and Stanley Nwabali coming in from Chipa United in South Africa. Amos Obasoji is coming from Sigindi Black Stars in Tanzania. And that is that. You can also share your opinion in the comment box. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Before we take a leave of you, let me give special shout out to these amazing people. You've been very supportive to Sports Fella. Trueborn Africa, I do appreciate your support to Sports Fella. And Linus Obi, I do appreciate your support. Godwin Erahui, I do appreciate your support. And to Chibuzo, Izzy, I do appreciate your support. Godwin Erahui, again in the comment box, God really bless you. I do appreciate the support from Ekpekru Christopher. You've been very supportive to Sportsfella. God bless each and every cherished viewer on this platform. Until you meet again, it's bye for now.